All right. Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Collins. I hope everybody's doing well. This week we have angles, and we are focusing on relating angle measurements to a circle. So your first activity here, activity number one, shows you there's your circle in the middle, and it has a protractor around the outside, so you can use it to look up measurements, but we actually don't really even need that for these. We will be getting into measuring with protractors later on, not this week. So I'm going to actually do this first slide with you, for you, so that you understand what it is they're asking. Degrees of a whole circle. Every single circle is 130 degrees. So every time from 12 o'clock all the way around, back up to 12 o'clock, if you go a full hour on a clock, that is 360 degrees. So degrees of a whole circle, I would just click on there and I will type in 360 degrees. Then where it says fraction shaded, they want to know, if I'm looking at the circle in the middle of the protractor there, what fraction is shaded? Well, I see one portion of it shaded, so 1 out of 3 altogether. So 1/3 is the fraction that is shaded here. So down here, they want you to put in 360 degrees. That's my total around the whole circle. If I divide that by 3, what will you get? That is the angle. That is the shaded part, the angle of the shaded part of the circle. I'm not going to put that in there, but that is what goes here as well as here, the angle of the shaded part. So there are 15 slides here. Each one is done the same. Of course, the circles are divided into different parts. So you get some practice with understanding that concept. If I go to slide 2, this one is where, or activity 2, this is where there's lots of different things for you to do. On the first slide here, you're just matching up a 1 degree angle with its fractional part. So that would be 1 out of 360 degrees of an angle. So you're matching the measure of the angle to the fraction of the angle, and it's just a click and drag. So that goes back here. The next slide is just true and false. You have to be really careful, though, that when you're looking at these, an angle that turns through one 360 degree of a circle has a measure of 360 degrees. No, it's not. If it only goes one of 360 degrees, it's going to be 1 degree. So make sure you're paying attention to the wording there. Down here, the fractional part of the circle, again, they're wanting, how much is this divided into? Well, I can see that that's 1/3. That's going to be a third. That's going to be a third. So that's going to go into 6 pieces, 6 equal pieces. I would take my 360 and divide it by 6. That's going to be my fraction up here. And then the measure of the angle in degrees would be whatever number you have on the top. There's a couple slides like that. Again, we have another click and drag. What is the measurement? You guys, they're looking at the blue shaded part. So this one, if a whole circle is 360 degrees, this one's going to be close to 360 because they're looking at the shaded blue part. This is where you need to create your own arrow tool. So over here on the up here, you can click the line and you basically click at your midpoint there, the center, and you make your line that way. So you will draw your arrow to create where it would go. Let's see. relate angles to circles. This is very similar to the first slide, the activity that you did, fraction of the circle that's shaded, how many shaded parts, 1, and then what would that measurement of the angle be? Well, you have to divide, it's into 4 parts. That 4 by 360 would give you one of those parts. So that's like slide 1, or activity 1. Again, this is very similar. They have 3 questions for each of these circles. I don't think I need to go, just read the questions and type in your answer. Here, they're wanting you to match. So, for example, this green one, I know that a whole circle is 360 degrees. That is half of the circle. Half of 360 is 180. So that's where I would draw that line. Let's see, what else? The number of 30-degree angles it takes to make a full circle. Think about how much it is for a full circle. You could add 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30, or 30 times what is going to give you 360, and then you would drag your answer up to that box. These are kind of fun. You're right here at the center point, and it says Lisa turns 90 degrees to her left. Of course, you need to know which is your left and your right, but which animal would you be facing? If you follow the directions on there, you just type the animal inside the box. This one is stamps. You guys have to know clockwise versus counterclockwise, because you have to know, I think of it as when I'm looking at a clock, if the hand goes around the clock, that way is clockwise. The way the minute hand or the second hand or the hour hand goes around the clock, that's clockwise. If it's counterclockwise, that means you're going the opposite direction. But how far, how many degrees would they have to rotate? I'm going to give you a hint. It's either going to be 90, 180, 270, or 360. So I'm giving you a hint there because there's only 4 different ways that the stamps can rotate. And then the last one, I can't get to it, so you're on your own. I hope that was helpful. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.